All right, welcome to Yin Yoga. This is a 75-minute class. My name is Ken. And for this session, there's a few props that we'll use or would be great for you to have handy. One of those would be like a yoga cushion. You could also use like a couch cushion, that would be appropriate, or even a firm pillow if you have that. And then a strap, some kind of strap or bathrobe, belt, or even like a long sleeve shirt that you can wind up and use as a belt. There's a particular move when we stretch the hamstrings that you might need the strap. I like to have a couple blocks handy, and then a blanket or maybe a beach towel or a big bath towel. So those would be handy. I'll mention particular places where you could use them, or if you have a good idea where you could use those props to your benefit, then just use it. The idea with Yin is that we're comfortable, and we can hold the poses and stretch. And so we'll begin tonight, or this class. Let's sit up. And you can sit on a cushion or just sit on your mat. Easy-legged position. And if you can just bring one leg in front of the other so they're not like stacked. Sit up nice and tall. A shoulder blades just, maybe like an inch back and then down, just so that your chest feels like it's opening up, but not exaggerated. Now close your eyes if that's comfortable. And we'll do a little breathing exercise. It's very, very simple. It's called 1-2 breathing. Basically, however long you inhale, let's say it's like for 2 seconds, you double the exhale. So if you inhale for 2 or just a count of 2, you exhale for 4. You inhale for 3, you exhale for 6. So it's whatever depth of breath. And I recommend, like on the inhale, make it like a little deeper of an inhale so that you can fill the lungs up nicely. And then on the exhale, it's just a slow exhale because it's twice as long. And then you just pull belly in right at the end. If you feel like you want to pause after the inhale or the exhale, you can, but it's not required. It's just really mainly it's double on the exhale. So inhale and then double exhale. We'll just do it for a couple of minutes here. And I'll give a few thoughts and cues along the way. All right, so you just take a deep breath in. And then you can just exhale that out. And just in your own head, maybe just keeping a little count, or it could just be approximate. It doesn't have to be exactly twice as long on the exhale. Just soften the muscles around your eyes. Make it just easy to take in these deep breaths. Noticing on your inhale, just how full you can make your lungs, just, the stretch, the expansion of chest. And on the exhale, it's actually quiet, peaceful. Just a few more breaths here. And just finish up whatever breath you're on. And switch the cross of legs. Just bring the other leg in front. Sitting up tall again. And we'll just do just a couple of shoulder shrugs here. Just a little shoulder work and, staying out of pain, whether it's like a shoulder pain or from, a vaccine. On inhale, shoulders up by ears. Just make this nice and easy. Now squeeze shoulder blades together as you open up chest, and you just drag shoulder blades down. I will do that again. Just shoulders up near ears, pulling back and then down. Stretching the muscles and the tendons in your shoulders. And lubricating the shoulder area. Little heat, little extra blood flow, just by using your muscles. Good. All right, then let's bring your right hand straight out. And we're going to draw right arm across body. And we'll release that arm. Let's bring left arm out. Then left arm comes across body. And then bring arms back. Let's just bring right arm out to the side. Palm faces forward. Then turn your thumb down towards the floor. And then let's just bring that right hand behind back. So be careful about the shoulder here. This should not hurt. You don't want it to pinch. If it does, you bring the arm out a little bit further. But the more you reach across, and maybe you're grabbing your left thigh, the bigger the stretch. And then with this left arm, you could just brace, so that you can really focus on the shoulder, or you could just bring the back of the left hand against your right palm. And that kind of stretches both shoulders potentially. And just taking one of those deeper breaths. Then we'll add a neck stretch to this. So just drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder. And then we'll bring chin towards chest, just looking down at left knee. Then continue to look at your left knee as you bring arms out from behind. And then we'll take the heel of left hand on forehead, just to help head up. You just notice, one side might feel a little different than the other. All right, so let's get that other side. So now left arm out, palm forward. Turn thumb down, and then back of hand against low back. This right hand, you can brace or bring it behind your back. Sitting nice and tall, just lifting up through the top of head. And maximizing the state of relaxation or calmness, you do that just by, really in any pose, just make the breath just a little bit deeper than normal. Nice and even. It doesn't have to be 1-2 breath even. You don't have to think about it that way. Just a little deeper than normal breath. Let's bring right ear down towards right shoulder. And just angling chin down, looking at right knee. Now continuing to look down, arms out from behind. And the heel of the right hand on forehead, just helping head up. Just maybe an easy shoulder shrug. Now, if sitting on a bolster, let's come off the bolster. You can set that off to the side. And we've had knees bent for quite a while here. It might feel good just to straighten legs out. And with feet just separated a little bit. Now we haven't done, we'll do some hamstring stuff, but as we just straighten the legs, because that feels good. Leaning forward, I'm not going to go into a dramatic stretch here, but if you lean forward, just think about like you're tilting your pelvis forward versus rounding spine. That's just lengthening out through low back. All right, I just want to keep the legs straight because we're going to bend one of them now. So let's keep the right leg out. And we'll take, actually let's take left foot either to the inside of right leg or you can bring it to the outside of right leg. And then let's just hug that left knee in. Now, when you first come into a stretch, there'll be some resistance in the body. And not necessarily like stubbornness, but just resistance. Like you feel maybe tight or the beginning of a stretch. In yin, we hold the pose so that you can relax into it a bit. So just think about wherever you feel maybe resistance or tight. Can you just maybe try to relax or bring some peace and calm into that spot? And then turn this into just an easy spinal twist. You just drop left hand down. Just spinning towards the upright knee, the one that you're hugging in. Let's release that spinal twist. And focusing, we'll take a little bit longer now on this right leg, the hamstring stretch. And this is a separate leg stretch. So you can bring the left foot to the inside of the right leg. And it's okay to cushion up that bent knee with a block or a cushion or a blanket. Here's one spot where a strap can come in handy. And you just take a look at the straight leg. Look at the toes. If the toes are angled off to the side, you grab thigh and you just turn thigh inward so toes are roughly pointing straight up and down. And then from there, now if you don't have a strap, that's okay. If you don't have a strap, you're just reaching down towards your leg. If you do have a strap, just loop it onto the bottom of your foot, right on the balls of the feet, just below the toes. And what's nice with the strap is you can just start to pull back. And just by pulling toes towards shin, you'll feel a stretch through the lower part of the leg and then right behind knee. So the strap is what helps get the lower part of the leg. To get the upper part of the leg, which is actually where the hamstring is, lengthen spine. So lift up through the top of your head. So you're just getting long. And then as you start to lean forward, this is where you'll meet some resistance in the hamstring. And you just come to that point where you feel resistance and just stay right there and just breathe into that resistance. And if it starts to soften, then you lean forward a little bit more. Plenty of time here to get some length in that hamstring. If you feel like it's softened, lean forward, go to that next spot of resistance. We're going to take one more minute here. For the last 15 seconds, round spine down, dropping forehead down towards right knee or thigh. This will stretch along the spine. Okay, let's rise up. All right, now is kind of a slight bend in both knees. And this is worthwhile. Let's just check it out. Let's see how we're doing so far. So let's lie back. Don't worry, we'll get that other side. But it's a little easier to kind of quiet when you lie back. And just notice the difference between, your right leg and your left leg. Right hip, left hip. All right, so let's just pull that right knee in towards right shoulder. We'll just work this right side just a bit more, and then we'll get to the left. All right, so you just pull just towards, right knee towards right shoulder. Left leg is just straightened out along on your mat. Now, just a slight change here. Let's take the right knee over to left shoulder. You might feel like in this piriformis area or in your butt, your glute is feeling a little stretch. It's like a hip stretch introduction. And then stacking the right knee right above right hip, and you just grab it with your right hand. Let's just make a few circles with the right knee. Small circles that gradually can get bigger and bigger. I'm going the opposite direction. But then one more move here on our backs. So bring that left foot on the floor, and this is reclined pigeon. So you just bring right ankle on left thigh. Any kind of knee issues, we want to make sure we take care of that right knee, that there's no pain on the outside of the right knee. And it may be that this is just where you stay. But if you can grab, we won't hold this super long because this is a bit more energetic, but if you could just reach down and grab the back of left thigh, you pull left knee in towards left shoulder. And then now this is that hip stretch. So now we're getting a stretch right into this, the right hip, right into the butt, right down towards the sit bone. And you can actually get this same stretch. It feels pretty good when you pull that left knee in. You could also just grab that right leg with both hands. Just make sure you're not over pulling that right heel in towards your chest and putting too much pressure on the outer part of the right knee. Just whichever way feels good for you. Just give this one more breath. All right, then feet down on mat. A more significant difference between right side and left side now. So let's just roll over onto right side. Pause. And then push up. Seated position. Let's work the other side. All right, so left leg out. Right foot to the inside of left leg. or if you can, to the outside. If you meet some resistance right here, just stay with it. No resistance yet, you go right to hugging in that right knee. Or you go to hugging the right knee in. And as you pull in the right knee, resist with the right knee, feeling activation in the right hip. Spinal twist, twisting towards the bent knee. Release that twist. Separate leg stretch. Right foot to the inside of the left leg. Cushion up that right knee. If left toes are angled out to the side, let's just rotate that left thigh inward. So toes are pointing towards ceiling. And we'll just loop the strap on the bottom of foot. And one thing you can do with this strap, makes it a little easier on the hands and forearms, if it's long enough, is you just wrap that strap around hands. And if you need a little bit more for the lower part of the leg, like leaning back, we'll stretch that calf muscle more. If you want to get more of hamstring, think about lengthening chest or getting tall and leaning forward. Don't make it excruciating. Don't make it that it hurts. Just enough that there's resistance that we can, again, relax into. Just about one more minute. Rounding spine, forehead down towards leg. All right, let's release that. Come on up. Both knees slightly bent. And then we'll lie back. Let's finish off that little series here. There we go. Just lie back. Then we'll go right into it. So you just grab left knee. Let's pull left knee in towards left shoulder. And just a little different angle. Left knee towards right shoulder. Not so much that it's a spinal twist. We're just trying to get into that left butt cheek, left hip. Let's go. Let go of left knee. Well, actually, bring left knee above left hip, and we'll just do some circles with that left knee. Circles in the opposite direction. Recline pigeon. Left ankle on right thigh. And you can just pull that right knee in towards right shoulder. Or just grabbing that left leg with both hands. Pulling it in. Always paying attention to the outer part of this left knee, that you're not overstraining it. You want to feel the stretch in the hip, not the knee. If it's in the knee, maybe not so bent. Well, the heel not as much towards your chest, a little away. So this would be how you would make it so it doesn't hurt the knee as much. All right, let's bring that right foot down. Left foot down. And let's take a minute or two here. You can come into cobbler pose or a Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of feet together, let knees come out to the side. And maybe just bring arms out. It's not Shavasana yet. We're just getting a nice little inner leg opener. And with your arms, you could actually go goalpost arms with arms. Bending elbows. This is too much for the inner leg. This is where blocks would come in handy. Or blanket. Just put those blocks underneath the thigh. Might be a little easier to relax that way. We'll give this one more full minute here. Let's bring arms alongside body. Then hands down by thighs. Let's just push knees together. The feet go a little wider. Now grab both knees, just squeeze both knees in towards chest. And roll over onto, you can roll over onto your left side or right side. Just pausing. All right, and push yourself up. Come on to hands and knees. just a couple cat cows. It's just a good pose, and we're here. So knees below hips, wrists right below shoulders, and make it simple. You just drop your belly, and then round spine towards the ceiling. And just do that again. Come onto your belly. Now it's hard to, when in this yin class, getting stretching the thigh, the quadricep, is sometimes a little bit tricky. Here's kind of a nice way we can do it. So if you're comfortable just bringing your belly down and even forehead down on stacked hands, you can do that. You could also, if that feels too claustrophobic or just not quite right, you could grab your cushion. And it's kind of like you're hugging the cushion a little bit. You could just be up a little bit higher. And here's where it can get a little tricky if you can't quite grab your foot. So you have your strap handy just in case that is a circumstance for you. So you bend the right knee, and usually the easiest is the hand on the same side. So the right hand just reaches back, and you just grab that left ankle or shin or foot. If that foot's too far away, and again, this is where it's just a little tricky, is you can loop the strap on the foot. Easier said than done, right? There we go. And then you just hold that strap. The strap is actually pretty nice as I get into it here if you have a strap, because it is actually a lot easier on the arms. And as that quadricep, as your thigh and hip flexor start to loosen up, pulling on that strap a little bit more as the heel comes towards the butt is a bigger stretch. Just trying to relax into whatever resistance you're feeling. Just letting the muscle melt a bit. Shifting the right knee away from you a bit will create more length in that quadricep. All right, let's just give it, we'll just do about 10 more seconds here. Good. All right, so just straighten that right leg out. All right, let's just go right over the other side. I'll do it this time without the cushion. If you use the cushion and you want to keep using it for this other side, go right ahead. So left knee's bent, and you just reach back and grab the left foot. That's one way. Taking the effort to get that strap on can actually make a nice difference. There we go. Doing this it's a little over a 2-minute stretch. We're already into it. Another half minute. All right, let's let go. Just move hips side to side. And then belly in is you just push up into tabletop. Now, this is child's pose. If you need a little extra padding for knees, just fold the inside of mat. Or you can take your blanket or towel. Now bring knees wide. And this might feel pretty good here. You just sit back. Hips toward heels. You can bring forehead down to mat, or if it doesn't quite make it, you could put forehead on a block. And once you get into child's pose, taking a deep breath into the low back. And then I'd like to add a little side stretch here. Just going to bring arms over to the right. Hips stay back. Let's bring arms back to center. And then over to the left. Let's get that other side. Just the further out you reach with the right arm, the more stretch along the right. Now bring hands back to center. Let's come on out of child's pose. We're going to get off the knees here. Now grab bolster and then lie on back. Let's just grab both knees, squeeze knees in towards chest. And then this is an easy inversion. We're just going to bring the legs up, and this is where the cushion or block could come in handy. Is you can just bring legs up. It's okay if knees are bent. Taking the cushion or a block, placing that underneath your hips. Creates this nice angle in this cushion. So try to find this equilibrium point where you don't really have to work that hard to keep your legs up. It's almost like you're going for your legs are floating. And it might actually be that your legs start to feel a little bit lighter. You can think of it as we're just trying to help the body sort of drain the fluids from the lower part, your legs, up towards your heart, where you can go through your lungs and be refreshed. You know, we're usually standing or sitting. This is just giving the legs and you know, your seat a little bit of a break. Let's just give this another breath or so here. Okay, bend knees. For the moment, let's just take that cushion out from underneath and just set it off to the side. Now, knees squeezing in. Little spinal twist here. So let's just drop the knees over to the right. If that left knee doesn't come all the way down, that's okay. You could just place your right hand on that right thigh or left knee just to help a little bit, but don't force it down. And with left arm, just reaching out to the side.
Looking out over left shoulder, left fingers. And belly in. Let's bring that left knee up first, followed by right. And dropping knees over to the left. Right arm can just reach out. We'll bring right knee up first, followed by left. One more squeeze here. Well, straighten legs out. Let's come into Shavasana. So if you're near a wall and you want to put your legs up a wall, that's kind of a nice little hamstring stretch and relaxation move. Or if you don't have that wall handy or want to do that, you just lie back, cushion underneath or just behind the knees. And if you have room, arms can angle out towards the side or, maybe 45 degrees, 90 degrees out. Just whatever feels comfortable. If you choose to do your Shavasana in like a seated position, you could do that too. Just take in a deeper breath. And chest and belly rise on inhale. And then on exhale, really not much effort at all. Peace in mind and body. Now just wiggle fingers and toes. Reaching arms up and overhead. And we just stretch out through right arm and right leg. Left arm and left leg. Both arms, both legs, spreading fingers and toes and then clenching fingers and toes. Squeeze knees in towards chest. Roll over onto whatever side feels comfortable. And push up. Just a seated position. Let's bring palms together. Thumbs right along sternum. Look at your fingertips or close eyes. Now give yourself a breath of honor, gratitude. Just appreciate that you could practice your yoga. Just replenishing mind, body, and spirit. Then we salute each other. Namaste.